Hey y'all. So, if you've been paying attention to the news and you don't live in a bubble, a protected bubble, you will know that women are getting murdered more and more and more often, especially when they have kids outside of marriage, although marriage doesn't protect you if you get pregnant while you're married. But it is quite common for men to see, when they're not married especially, to see a child as a burden on his wallet. Okay. I see more examples of wives getting murdered when they're pregnant, when the relationship a lot of times was already on the rocks. And then that adds more emotional stress, psychological stress, financial stress. But a lot of women are having children out of wedlock carelessly. I have been preaching about birth control for years and years and years. And women think it's romantic and it's beautiful to have children by knuckleheads. Okay? They don't choose corporate guy who treats them well and makes good money and he could protect his family and support his family. No, 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 no. A lot of times they're choosing Pookie on the corner because that is the area that they live in and every other person is a Pookie. Okay? This is a common thing. Women are just being eliminated left and right, violently being eliminated. And it's getting to the point where it's so commonplace. So, you know me, I did some research, so y'all don't think I'm talking out my neck. All right? Domestic abuse is considered gendered because it's rooted in and perpetrates gender inequality, with men disproportionately perpetrating violence against women. This is further evidenced by data showing that women are more likely to experience domestic violence and men are more likely to be repeat perpetrators and use physical violence. Okay. Gender inequality, domestic abuse is often linked to broader societal inequalities where women are subjugated and men hold power and control. Power dynamics, the abuse can be used to assert dominance, exert control, and maintain power imbalances within relationships. Gender roles and expectations. Societal expectations and roles assigned to men and women can contribute to abusive behavior, where men are expected to be dominant and women are expected to be submissive, which is an 1800s mentality. But a lot of toxic males, not real men, because real men don't abuse. They don't lie, they don't cheat, they don't manipulate, they don't try to get you to do threesomes, foursomes, fivesomes because they're broken inside themselves and they have to screw other people in order to make themselves feel happy, and they want to try to twist your brain so that they hijack your personality so that you can do the sick depraved shit that they do. Anyway, data and statistics. Research consistently demonstrates that women are more likely to experience domestic violence and that men are more likely to be the perpetrators. The types of abuse. Domestic abuse encompasses various forms, including physical, sexual, emotional, and financial abuse. The impact on victims. Women who experience domestic abuse can face significant physical, mental, and emotional harm, as well as social and economic consequences. Okay? These males, and like I said, they're not real men. Real men do not screw your brain. They're not freaks. They don't do twisted shit to destroy you, manipulate, lie, cheat. Okay, real men don't do that. Toxic men, on the other hand, do it all the time. All right? Why do we say domestic abuse is gendered? Whilst both men and women may experience incidents of interpersonal violence and abuse, there are important differences between male violence against women and female violence against men, namely the amount, severity, and impact. Women experience higher rates of repeated victimization and are more likely to be seriously hurt. Okay. Further to that, women are more likely to experience higher levels of fear and are more likely to be subjected to coercive and controlling behaviors. It is particularly important to understand that men do not experience domestic abuse as part of embedded structural inequalities against their sex. For women, however, domestic abuse is deeply rooted in equalities between women and men. Other forms of inequality, such as racism, ageism, discrimination against disabled women, and women who self define as LGBT, also intersect with sexual inequality to affect a woman's experiences of domestic abuse. Domestic abuse perpetrated by men against women is rooted in women's unequal status in society and is part of the wider social problem of male violence against women and girls. We found in our research with the University of Bristol that sexism and misogyny set the scene for male abusive partners as coercive and controlling behaviors. Sexism and misogyny serve to excuse abusive behavior by men in intimate relationships with women and put up barriers to female survivors being believed and supported to leave abusive men. Okay. The definition of discrimination includes gender based violence that is directed against a woman because she is a woman or that affects women disproportionately. It includes acts that inflict physical, mental, or sexual harm or suffering, threats of such acts, coercion, and other deprivations of liberty. Another thing that you need to know is that just because there's a lot of narcissists, a lot of men are narcissists. I've said that over and over and over again. Women are narcissists too, so don't come up in here talking shit. Okay? But men are a lot of males were never taught to respect other people. They were never taught to respect women. And because our society is patriarchal, it puts men at the very top and women at the very bottom. Guys, boys that were taught to respect people regardless of their gender, especially girls, you be nice, you open the door for her, you know, it's not uncommon for men to tell, real men, okay, to tell their son, you look out for your sisters while I'm gone, you hear me? You're responsible for them. So he's learning at a young age to protect his sisters and to look out for them and to not let any harm come to them. In a positive family dynamic, that is a common thing to happen, you know. But many of them are not taught basic shit. They're not taught to wash their ass. We gonna keep it real today. They have poor hygiene. They have poor dental hygiene, a lot of them. They have no respect for women, a lot of them. They feel like if I feel a tingle in my Pringle, I should be able to have sex with whoever the hell I want to have sex with. I'm married, but that don't mean nothing to me. She's married. My wife is married to me. I'm not married to her. All right. These are all toxic mentalities. And recently, a husband took his wife to Hawaii for her birthday. He's a doctor. All right. You may be familiar with this case. I'm not sure, but he's a doctor. He tried to shove her off a cliff and kill her. When that didn't work, he bashed her head and face in with a rock. When that didn't work, he had syringes, pre-filled syringes in his pocket, and she managed to knock them out of his hand. People heard her screaming. It was a trail. Okay, people hike on a trail. And people heard her screaming and they saved her life, basically. And he ran like the coward bitch that he is and hid. And they brought out this is attempted murder, okay? Brought out the cop cars and they're looking for him in the helicopters and they found him hiding. Mr. Badass, I could kill somebody. Let me hide like a little sissy. Um, there are so many cases where males tried to kill their partner. There's another doctor. I believe is he a radiologist? I think. Anyway, he's a doctor. And he deliberately, with his children and his wife in the car, yanked the steering wheel so that they would all fall off a cliff because he's trying to kill his family, mostly his wife. They all survived. And of course, he went to jail, lost everything. You bust your ass to be a doctor, all those years of education, just to kiss it off to the wind because you got problems in your head. Okay? There are so many instances where males have hurt, tried to eliminate, or did eliminate their partners. And it's like, nobody put a gun to your head and made you marry these women. You act like you're so goddamn angry. You act like she forced me to be married. Nobody forced you, bitch. You made that decision. Now you want to get rid of her? Okay, there's another guy, and I can't remember his name. He beat her to death. I believe he beat her to death with a baseball bat. She had his child. They were not married. And she probably got tired of his shit. That's another reason why they flip out when you're done with their crap. And the mentality is, you're not leaving me. I decide when it's over. Or, if I can't have you, no one else will type of mentality. It's just a miracle that the family survived because the cliff was huge. It was in California. It was a huge cliff. There are so many instances. There's another woman who she was eliminated, murdered on the same day as her gender reveal party. He's a black guy. He had dreadlocks. I don't remember his name. I just looked at the case. And he stabbed her to death. And she was pregnant with her sixth child. Didn't care that he was eliminating his son too. Who cares? In fact, they see the child as a burden. You all warm and fluffy because you're having a child. Toxic men do not see it that way. And I don't know how many women have to lose their lives before they get a clue that this could get me killed. Me getting pregnant when we didn't plan it together could get me killed. And you know what else? It could happen if you do plan it. Very hard to talk about because this is horrifying. There's another lady. This is going to be graphic. They got into an argument. I think this was also in California. Don't quote me. But got into an argument. Apparently, he's had relationships with men. Well, she went straight for the bullseye. When they got into a heated argument, she said, "I'll tell all your homeboys that you into men." That wasn't the thing to say to a crazy person. She was walking down the street, minding her business, and he beheaded her. I guess he had a machete or a sword. I don't know. Women are being brutalized almost daily. Okay? When you look at the fact that so many males absolutely hate women, don't you think you should be a lot more selective of which ones you choose to share your life with? Because the last thing you want to do is give Satan the front row seat to your life. They're around your kids. Some of them like to have sex with kids. They like to molest children. You better be careful with that too, okay? Some of them, you give them a front row seat. They know where you live. They live in your home. A lot of y'all act like your home is a bed and breakfast. Stop letting these mofos move into your house. I done said that for years. Don't let these fools move into your house. You ain't that damn lonely. And if you are, get a goddamn goldfish or something. Freaking stupid. You got to be smarter than that. Don't rush. A toxic person will speed up the relationship. We got to go quick, 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 quick. I don't want you to see who I am. And by the time you see it, I want you to be so spun by me that you let me get away with everything. Okay? You let them have a front row seat and you don't know if they're toxic or not. You're speeding the relationship along. He's speeding it and you're going along with it because you think you would love. Next thing you know, he knows where you live. He knows where you work. He knows where your family lives. If he wants to eliminate all of y'all, he can because y'all give him a front row seat. You don't even know this person. And I'm going to tell you something that guys have told me out of their own mouth. Okay? We keep it real on this channel. Guys have said out of their own mouth, I don't have to like a woman to have sex with her. I could even hate her guts. I don't care. They have said that out of their own mouth. So again, when you know that a lot of them hate you, hate us. Okay, they have so much hatred for women. So much hatred for women. It is your responsibility as a woman to be a hell of a lot more careful about who you get involved with. There's another guy who she was supposedly having an affair. Who knows if that's true or not? But regardless whether she was or not, he beat her to death. They had a child together. He's a mate. What was he? He's a high-ranking officer in the military. Her name was Andrine, I believe. He lost everything. He high-ranking position in the military. Officer of some sort. I can't remember, but high-ranking. Ironically, this must run in the family because his father has also killed his wife or one of the women he was involved with. So apparently that runs in the family. It is your responsibility to screen them out. When you go for a job, you have to meet certain qualifications. When you get somebody involved with your life, they have to meet certain qualifications. Okay? I don't care if he's fine. I don't care if he got dimples when he smiles. He's got black wavy hair and the greenest eyes you ever saw in your life and a voice that is silkier than silk. And his muscles have muscles. And when he says hello to you, you get a chill down your spine. You better slow your fucking roll because if you don't, this motherfucker could kill you. And I got to be raw with y'all. I got to be your big sister right now and I got to sit you down. He just sends chills through my whole body. Oh, he's going to send something through your body and it won't be chills. Y'all be spreading for these men. As soon as he says, hey girl, what's up? You're like, oh my God. You better fucking chill. Your V will get you killed. You know what I mean by that? Let me explain it. You think when you spread for somebody, we going to get raw today. You think when you spread for somebody, the more you spread, the closer you are to each other and the stronger your bond is? If you're with a toxic ass, crazy ass person, them doing you makes them hate you even more because they don't want to be close to you because they hate your guts, but they go through the motions so they can get you fluffy in the head. Your brain turns into cotton candy. Your V will get you killed. You think it brings y'all closer together. And in reality, it pushes you further apart because he hated you from day one. Hated you from day one. They don't want to hold your hand. They don't want to hold you. They don't want to kiss you passionately. They don't want to make love to you. They want to fuck you. Okay? That's not making love. He's trying to spin your brains. He's trying to turn your brains into pudding so that you let him get away with everything and you forgive him over and over and over again. Sex is a manipulation. Sex is poisonous. Sex is turned into something that's supposed to be lovemaking between two people who love each other, and a toxic person would turn that shit as a weapon. Sex don't mean to a man what it means to you. You got to get that through your head. Unless he's a healthy man and he is capable of feeling something other than a tingle in his pringle. If he can feel through his heart and his soul and his consciousness, that's a different ball game other than bending you over every 5 minutes. That is not love. That's just fucking. You are not in love unless the person truly, you might be in love, but they're not in love with you unless they are truly in love with you. And you will learn that through consistent behavior, through loving you properly, through taking good care of you, through protecting you more than a few months. Anybody can do any kind of behavior for a few months or a short while. But the real them is coming out, sister. If they're poisonous, the real them is coming out. And honey, when it comes out swinging. And you're going to be like, what the hell? You got to be intelligent when you're dating. You have to have AI smarts. You got to be on your game. You got to watch how they talk, watch their body language, watch if they have eye contact with you. Are they gentle with you? Do they say jokes that are insulting and hurt your feelings on purpose? These are all red flags. They're not pink flags, baby. They are red flags. The way they treat you and the way they make you feel when you're in their presence is what you better pay attention to. Okay? You got it. Making a wrong choice could get you murdered. Bottom line. This isn't back in the day where y'all broke up and you're crying for a couple weeks and you feel like absolute crap. And then you get over it and you bond with your girlfriends and you sit there and have, makeup parties or you paint your nails and make snacks and sit in the room giggling and have, these sleepovers and life is just good again. No, honey. No, honey. No. This is serious. This is real. You cannot fall for everybody who looks at you, pays attention to you, tells you you're pretty. You have to have criteria. And for the love of God, stop getting knocked up when your ass ain't married. Stop that shit. Unless you want to be buried with your child. Another person who killed his wife, Chris Watts. Y'all know the story. 2 little girls. They were married. Shannon, although people started calling her Shanann, which is retarded. Her mom calls her Shannon, not Shanann, so I call her what her mother calls her. Shannon and Chris Watts. She was pregnant with Nico. And he murdered his whole family. She put everything on Facebook. Okay? And it seemed like a warm, loving, kind family. And people were saying stupid shit because people are goddamn fucking brainless. And they say stupid shit like, well, She seemed like she had a strong personality anyway, so she deserves to be murdered? You mean to tell me that motherfucker didn't know she had a strong personality? Don't you dare say that stupid shit. Someone deserves to be murdered because they have a strong personality? You would be surprised, or maybe not. You might be surprised how many people defend the murderer. Well, she seemed like she was overwhelming to deal with anyway. Really? With that strong opinion, you got a strong personality too. Should you get murdered? Mm. Now all of a sudden it's a different story. People are so stupid. They always defend, not always, but a lot of times they defend the perpetrator, which is asinine and backwards. Nowadays, your choices can get you eliminated. So, for the love of God and everything holy, use birth control. Stop screwing people on the first date. Stop letting people into your body, because when they go inside your body, they start stirring the pot. They start scrambling your brains. Now, because of hormones, you think males don't know this? Toxic men, you think they don't freaking know this? Because of oxytocin and dopamine, you think you head over heels in love when all it is hormones kicking. Because you think you in love, you acting real dumb. Give them a key to your house, let him move in today, let him have access to my children. Don't know if he's a pedophile, but it doesn't matter because I'm in love. Then use your vagina against you. They use your vagina against you. And they use your hormones against you. Because they know you're going to get silly in the head. And they know you're going to be planning the wedding even though you've only known this person 3 weeks. And you're telling your girlfriends, oh, he's the one. How the hell do you know he's the one? You don't know him. Whether you humped him or not, you don't freaking know him. When you know that your body is being used as a weapon to beat you over the head with and to scramble your brains with, keep your legs shut. If you can't, use birth control. Because you getting knocked up could get you murdered. He don't want to pay no bills, no baby bills. He ain't trying to buy no diapers and hear a baby crying all night because God knows you let him move in. He ain't trying to deal with all that. The party is ended. He can't just toss you up no more. He got to deal with real life. Now a baby's in the picture. He don't want to deal with that shit. But the guy that killed the girl, let me see. The one guy that killed his baby mama, his mom was in on it too, and they both got arrested. And he got some chick that he knew. I don't know if he was involved with her or what. He got her to clean up the crime scene. And she's stupid, so she did it. He made her clean up all the blood and everything. I don't know if you're familiar with that case. I can't remember the dude's name. Getting too deep with the wrong person could get you eliminated. They're not breaking up with you now. They're murdering you. Or they're beating you up. Or there's, and I'm going to tell you something else. Let me tell you what's extremely dangerous. A person, oh, baby, let's talk, okay? Come here. Come here. Not only are malignant narcissists dangerous as hell, sociopaths dangerous as hell, psychopaths dangerous as hell. Psychopaths have no conscience. No conscience whatsoever. You know who else is extremely dangerous? A covert narcissist who is mentally ill. Worse than narcissistic. Because they talk real soft and they don't scream and they don't become angry visually, and they become a victim when they fuck you in your head and then you retaliate. They say, why are you talking to me like that? I don't use that language with you. I don't understand why you're being so abusive and abrasive to me. Let me explain something to you, and let me make it crystal freaking clear. If you think that person is less dangerous than a sociopath, you done lost your freaking mind up in there. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they can manipulate the absolute hell out of you and be really quiet doing it and never raise their voice once. And they'll tell you that the sky is really on the ground and the ground is really in the sky. How come you don't know that? What's wrong with you? I'm concerned about your psychological well being. You should go to therapy. They're trying to screw you in your head to make you think that you're crazy when in reality they're manipulating you hard. But you don't notice it because they talk so softly. I don't understand why you're so angry at me. No, I don't consider anything that's important to you. And yes, I'm trying to manipulate your mind. And yes, I'm trying to hijack your personality and change who you are as a person. And then I'm going to turn around and go, I don't understand where you're getting all that. What's wrong with you? Maybe you should be in a psych ward. If you think a quiet person is less dangerous, oh baby. Oh baby. Watch your back. And because you have a built-in alarm system inside your body, okay? Your body will tell you when you are present in the presence of this toxic individual, your body will never feel 100% comfortable with them. Never. You better pay attention to that. That is also a massive red flag. Okay? When you don't feel 100% comfortable and you don't feel 100% safe around this person, you better get rid of them. I'm going to let you go with this. I asked this lady, I said, what made you choose your husband? She said, I always felt at home with him and I always felt safe. Bingo. I love you guys. Take care.